Do the intro, Brojo, please.
Okay. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to a new edition of Breakfast with Bunto and Brother John. And we're here with Sty and yeah, we're gonna talk about latest current events. So, hey Bunto, how's things? It's been a
Good
while.
morning, Brojo. Good morning, Sty. I hope you're all doing well. Well, of course, our lead-off story is going to be the tragedy of the Philadelphia Amtrak train wreck. Train wrecked, and to my knowledge, has it been just 7 people, or is there more fatalities? And over
I
two,
think 7 people died and then a couple hundred injured.
right, more, a couple hundred, about 200 injuries. What happens?
Uh-huh.
Everybody, the engine itself survived the wreck, so the engineer survived, but the first car full of passengers, was the one that everybody died on, got squished up. Now let me go ahead and give some info. What I know about this developing story is that train was going over 100 miles an hour when it hit a curve. So of course the train wiped out, and the conductor, what he's saying is that he doesn't remember a thing about the wreck. Okay? So what comes to mind, of course, is, it's operator error. What exactly was the guy? And what's interesting about a train is that unlike an airplane where you have two pilots, two people in the cockpit or checking over each other, apparently on this train you only got one guy running the whole schmear. And of course I imagine they have people at the terminal telling him if he's going too fast, but apparently that technology doesn't exist at this point. But okay, I'll leave it up. I'll open it up to participants at this point. What do you guys think? Anything to
Well, I
add?
don't know if I don't know how it is on Amtrak, but I know in the city trains, you not only have the engineer, but you also have a conductor opening and closing the doors. So I don't know if there was one on the Amtrak
Right.
train. I'm not seeing any statement by him or anything, if there was one.
Okay, the first thing
Um,
that comes to mind about a train going too fast is what, Brojo?
Drinking, probably was.
Right. Okay. It's obviously that the operator is neglectful of his operating duties, right? If the train's going too fast. It's not so much the technology should have said, hey, the train's going too fast. Like in an airplane, when it gets too low, it says pull up on the
Mhm.
stick. Okay, I guess, for train technology, that doesn't exist, a voice coming over and saying, hey, you're going too fast, buddy.
Yeah, well, like I mentioned before we came on air, Congress and some safety regulators wanted to put in this thing on that section of track called a positive train control. And it's a technology that uses GPS and wireless radio to slow down the train automatically, or to prevent the train, yeah, from going over the speed limit.
Okay, our airplanes have the latest technology, but our trains don't. Why?
It's all about the money.
Okay, who runs Amtrak, Brojo?
The government. It's actually a government-owned train system, yeah.
So we blame the government for the clowns that we got in charge, or what? I mean, we got a Congress there that all they do is ban Obamacare laws, and they don't, look at our infrastructure, our bridges collapsing, and freaking roads deteriorating, and so we're going to blame the government for the clowns we got in there, right?
I don't want to blame the government. I blame the operator. You know,
Okay,
I don't know how long he's been an operator, but you're supposed to have some kind of level of training to drive a train. You should know better than you coming around a turn and you have to slow down.
all right.
So I'm gonna blame him.
Okay, if there was like an operators union, that would be a good thing.
There probably is a union, isn't there?
I wonder if any union. I haven't heard a peep of any union.
I
Isn't
wonder
it
if there
funny?
is a
Like
union.
when cops go off the rails, the first thing you hear is the police union. But I think they're the only people that have the unions left, right?
I'm sorry.
Cops. I mean,
Uh,
the only people that got unions left are cops.
no, firemen have unions. Post office has unions. City transits, they have unions. Like in New York, I know for sure they have a union.
Okay, I live in a state where they completely are anti-union, while you live in a state that is pro-union, right?
I'm in Pennsylvania. Uh, you know what? I'm not even sure of how many unions are here in
I
Pennsylvania.
imagine with Philadelphia, it's pretty much pro-union.
Mm.
Anyway, like the East Coast completely bankrolls the rest of America. I guess California holds up for its own. I mean, does that ever bother you? You know, people that are like anti-union, and you're the guys that are always paying us off.
Well, I look at unions as a double-edged sword. I think originally, unions were put in place so you wouldn't have slave workers. You would have safe working conditions. You're not working too many hours, that kind of thing. Regular pay raises, that kind of thing. So, there's that job security that you have in a union, which can be good. I mean, I was in a union for 20 years, and
They're like
but
looking
the
out for they're looking out for the interests of the workers, right?
yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, well, let
But
me bring Stizer into this. Okay, Stizer, you want to break into the animation biz, right?
well, let me just tell
Hello.
them that. Yeah. Well, let me just add about the downside. I think of the union is, I mean, the upside is the job security and stuff like that. But the downside I find is you cannot. It's very hard to get rid of non-productive workers because of such a strong union. You're paying dues into the union. They act like your lawyer and
Right.
arbitrate between you and the managers. And sometimes, unless you do something really drastic, steal or murder or something, it's very hard to get somebody out. And that's the downside of the union. So
Okay.
yeah,
They take advocacy to the level where it's not beneficial for the whole of the society, right?
yeah, that's a
Like
good word.
we got a cop goes off the rails, and the chief fires him. The union's right there to get him back on the job, right? Even though the cop has problems.
Well, yeah, I mean, they act like they're acting like a defense lawyer.
Okay. Well, Stizer, are you there, or did you take off on us?
Oh yeah, hello.
Okay. Look,
Oh,
you want to break into the animation biz, right?
I wouldn't say animation per se, but I would like to do some kind of arty-farty stuff.
Artsy far. Okay. Listen, you're willing to join a union once you get
Nope,
in?
nope.
Why not? Why are you anti-union?
Because I don't think unions play a role for the individuals. I think they only benefit the people at the top of the unions, and that's why the mob loved them. Because the mob controlled the unions, because they got what they wanted, basically.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, what you do, how much money you think you should get a year?
Well, the average salary is like, I think it's about 50K a year, something like that.
Okay, let's say 50K, right? Let's say that without a union, they're paying you people like 20,000, lowballing you all the way, right?
I'd just start my own company.
Okay, because, the whole
Yeah,
thing
I
with
mean
Thatcher
that's the
is
way to
willing
do
to
it.
lowball everybody.
Hmm.
I mean, can't you see the benefit of a union there? It's like if there's a union, you actually get what you're owed.
No, I think unions play a role in civil society. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think for the industry that I'm in that they're actually useful because it's a very creative industry. So,
Well, what about the actors union?
well, that's different because they're all acting, right? In the sense
Creative.
of it is right. Okay, it is, but I wouldn't say it's as creative as creating content in the sense of what I do, in my
Okay, well,
opinion,
okay,
anyway.
Brojo, a union's all about getting respect for what you're doing, right?
well, not only that. There's a lot. I don't know.
Okay, what were you doing when you were in the union?
I
I mean, what
actually worked.
job?
I worked for the postal service.
Okay, you worked for the Postal Service, right? And they
Hmm.
paid you like, can you give me a general ballpark?
Oh God, that was so long ago. I
Like
mean,
what, 30,
you
30 or
started
50?
out like 30, I think. Yeah.
Okay, let's say 30K. Okay, and let's say, without the union, you'd be making like 12K a year. I mean, can't you see the benefits of a union?
You have to pay to be in the union, though, as well.
Right,
Yeah.
you pay your dues.
You have to pay. Yeah. You kind of
Yeah,
feel
Okay,
like.
but what you have to pay for though? That's the thing. Like I never got that. Like, shouldn't unions be free instead of paying for them? Like, who gets that money? And don't tell me everybody else gets it because they don't. So it must go somewhere, and
they say that.
that goes to lobby the government to
Right.
take a slice
Exactly.
off the top.
It goes
So
to lobbying, and that was one of my contentions. What is that
that the
usually?
negotiators are getting the money.
Usually the unions
Yeah.
they support the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
So, you know, even
So
though
that's of course they're dying off one after another.
mm,
Okay, well I guess we could leave unions there. The guy was going too fast on the track. He don't remember a damn thing. Okay, so we better have a good lawyer or what? He gets off.
well, he has a lawyer. He does.
I still think he's responsible though. I mean, the guy was in charge of the train itself. Like something went wrong, and he was driving the bloody train. Unless it was
Okay,
a mechanical fault or some shit, and I can't see that happening.
okay.
Just
So let's say it comes down to where we ascertain it's the guy's fault, right?
mm.
And at the trial, he walks off with like 5 years probation. We've had this story before where like there's no accountability. I mean, does that irk you guys, when somebody can get off with something like that? Like, okay, I'll give you an example. You remember this ocean liner that ran up against the rocks, and I don't know, I guess 3 people died, but he wrecked the whole ocean liner. The captain, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the
Yeah.
guy, the
Yeah,
freaking
but he went to
Italians put the
yeah, but
screws in the guy.
he went to prison for that though, for
Right,
manslaughter.
that's what I meant. The Italians freaking put the screws to this guy. They weren't gonna let him, get away with something like, a captain who was like the first guy off his boat, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if this engineer's found at fault and it wasn't a mechanical issue, then yeah, there should be some charges against him. I mean, 7 people died.
Yeah, that's a lot of peeps if you ask me.
Okay, what happens if he does the Nazi thing where he says, "Hey, I was just following orders,"
Yeah, I'd put him in
right?
jail anyway.
I mean, ain't that what the Nazis did? Hey, I was just following orders, man. Everybody drove
Yeah,
fast.
but even they don't get off with that shit. They have to go to prison.
I don't think anybody was ordering to do 106 miles an hour over around a curve.
Yeah, he knew
Now,
that.
let's say you say that, bro, Joe, but then we learned that Amtrak, freaking destroyed a lot of documents yesterday. See what I mean?
Yeah,
Well,
but they didn't though, did they?
You never know. I mean, isn't that what always happens, Stizer? Some shit goes down, like the BP oil spill, right? And then they spend the next day completely destroying documents.
Yeah, I don't think this is conspiracy. I think it's like that Andrew Breivik or whatever his bloody name was.
Right.
I think it's more like that, to be honest with you, because you're either incompetent in your job or that was willfully negligence. Now, if they find the track was all bloody crazy, that's still no reason for why he was doubling his speed.
hmm
That's insane. Like,
Okay, Breivik. Okay, just to clue in our listeners, he was the guy who was in Norway who got a rifle and he killed about 100 kids, right,
yeah,
on an
sorry, I got
island.
the wrong name. Sorry, I meant the guy who was flying the plane into the Alps.
Oh, okay, the German guy, whoever,
Yeah,
that guy
I don't
wanted
know.
to suicide himself. Well, what I was going to bring up about Breivik is that guy's sitting right now playing PS3 in his jail cell, for life.
Yeah.
That's the way Norway does justice. I mean, how should we handle?
But killing someone doesn't make you any better. That's why we don't kill people, because as well as we could get it completely wrong in some cases, that someone might be innocent after like 20 years and there's new evidence, that's a good reason not to kill people anyway. But the fact that if the state can condoles killing people like the death penalty, then they can in time kill anybody they fucking want just because of popular demand.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it's a very slippery slope.
Okay, well, let me ask you
killing
this.
Jews.
I mean, the guy playing PS3 all day and eating 3 squares a meal, that's justice in your eyes?
No, it's not, but it keeps him off the streets so he can't do crazy shit again.
So what do you
I
say,
mean,
bro, Joe? That's worth it? Keep the guy off the street, just give him his PS3 and
this is
keep
the
him
guy
off.
who he killed what?
100 kids.
He
Yeah.
killed 100 kids?
you just say he was insane. They tried to say he was insane, but
Death penalty.
he actually refuted it and said, "No, I'm pretty normal actually."
Okay, what?
Because I wanted to, and that's
Okay,
the only reason why he's still technically alive, really.
Okay, Stizer, the Chinese don't mess around. You get the death penalty. 2 weeks later, you're getting a bullet in the brain. But here in America, we give you freaking 15 years of cush life, right? 20 years of cush life before they stick a needle in you and let you go to sleep. I mean, is that what you're saying, bro, Joe? Justice?
I think for first degree premeditated, murder, I believe in the death penalty.
See, there you go. Horses for courses, man. I mean, that's why we have different countries who do different shit. You can't all agree on how to treat whoever, but you know, that's just
All
the way
right, well,
shit
let me
is.
ask you this, Brojo. Let's say this conductor was like smoking some salvia and freaking pass out at the wheel. Does he merit the death penalty?
No, it's
Okay,
not.
why not?
It's not
People died,
premeditated.
man.
It's not
People are
first
insane.
degree. It's not first degree murder is very intentional. It's planned out. It's
Yeah.
premeditated.
So, like, he accidentally fucks people's lives up forever. He can still.
This is like someone who drinks and drives and kills somebody. The vehicular manslaughter.
He kills a whole family. Sorry, I
Mhm.
did that. And he, plays PS3 to his jail cell.
I guess so. Jail time.
Okay, in America, when you do time, it really sucks, right? But in these European jails where they're like freaking resorts. I mean, and they call it. Of course, we're the most incarcerated in the whole country. I
No,
mean, what are we doing
no,
wrong
not in the country, in the world.
in the
In the world,
world? Yeah, in
yeah.
the whole world.
Hmm.
Okay, what are we doing wrong, man?
We're putting people in prison for nonviolent crimes like smoking weed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that exactly. Like that's it.
And you have prisons are privately owned, so
Hmm.
We have a lot of dinky crimes.
yeah,
They'll, get you a stretch.
yeah.
Anyone?
Anyone what?
Anyone comment about the dinkiness of American justice system?
Well, you've got a private system, so yeah,
A private system.
yeah, you run for profit, so that sucks.
Okay, like we like to make money off our prisoners slash
Incarcerated.
slaves.
No, you literally make money off the incarcerated, like literally,
Right.
and that's fucked up.
Okay, now that Britain, the UK has gotten their conservative government in, they're going to start imitating our ways.
I wouldn't say imitating, but they'll try though. They will try because the
And that,
Conservatives, just like the Republicans, they believe the free market has the answer to everything, when actually the state can do just as well as the business side of things. Because when it comes to social justice in this country, you don't need profits to be socially just because the taxpayers got more money than than everybody else. I mean, the reason why businesses get rich is not because businesses own money; it's because people choose to give them money on
no,
products.
I'll tell
But
you
when it
this.
comes to a government, but hold on, when it comes to a government, the government taxes. So the government's got all the money it needs to run the services. Now, if there's an efficient way to get the same deal from a private company, right, you can do that as long as the profits don't come before the service levels. That's why people don't trust the American system.
No,
It's not
it's
that it
even
doesn't
simpler than
work, it's
that.
just that it gets gouged.
Okay,
People think it's profits before the
you
service.
know why the Britons voted in the right wingers? Is the
Yeah,
reason they
because
voted
the
in is because of
opposition.
the Islam. There's too much Muslim now in Britain. They're getting sick of it. That's why they
It's
voted in all the right wing.
Don't be silly. It's not. It's because the other side of the coin is that the other people are incompetent. The
Oh,
people
really?
we
They've
Yeah,
been in charge for the last. How long has Cameron been in charge?
5 years, but he was in a coalition.
And the the guy in charge managed to paint his coalition partners as the one at fault.
No, they got punished because when they first before they went into coalition, they said that they was gonna not raise tuition fees. That was one of their manifesto commitments, and they actually went against it. That's why they got their ass whooped,
Because
basically.
of tuition fees,
Yep.
rather than the freaking Muslim wave that's flooding Britain right now.
There's no wave of Muslim people flooding Britain. You watch too much Fox fucking news.
There's a wave of Muslim
Nope.
people
Nope.
flooding into UK,
Nope.
and they had Charlie Hebdo there in France, and they just
Nope.
freaking no way it's going to happen here in Britain.
Nope. That's what I'm saying. You watch too much Fox News.
That's what Fox News is saying.
Yeah. Too much of it. Too much of that shit's bad for your brain.
Okay.
Seriously.
All right. Let me see. How can I dub this tub into the freaking train wreck? All right. tragedies happen in every country, right? Like you have earthquakes or you have a plane crash. Um, all the media does is focus on it for like 48 hours. Just interviewing, a family member just got wiped out, right? So they run up to the person that just got, their family member and ask them how they feel, right? Does that guy
Mhm.
ever irk you guys when they do that? Fox News wants to know how you feel after you got your mother wiped out in a train wreck.
It does irk me, but at the same time, he's just doing his job. Also, he's got
Wolf
to get.
Blitzer comes up to you and wants you to pray, hey, thank God for that tornado wiping out your house, right? And the lady says, hey, I don't thank God, I'm an atheist. And, people love that on YouTube, right? Because freaking somebody goes against the media.
It's not, no, I think it's the people assume that like that's the way. I mean, when an atheist says that, they're just trying to point out the ironicness of people who say thank God for stuff. It's like, but they don't ever appreciate the fact that if God helps people, well, he's also doing the other part, which is killing them at the same time. Innocent people. That's the point. That's why
Okay,
people point it out. It's like it's kind of ironic that people don't acknowledge that part at least.
okay, we get a theist coming in our hangout right now, and he says, God works in mysterious ways. It's in God's will that this train wrecked. I mean, your response?
That's just stupid. I mean, I would say that's a stupid flippant thing to say.
Yeah,
Well,
you're taking responsibility away from the engineer.
Yeah. Well, he's also justifying. He's justifying the entire world being the way it is, and takes no credit. It takes nothing in a sense of if God give us free will, then we're not to blame. God is. I mean, yeah, it's God's fault because it's a bad thing. No, most bad things that happen on the planet is because we're fucking inept. Pardon my French. Or we do it ourselves. It's not God.
okay, how
That's just
come
a cop out.
in the believer's mind, he has to tell you that it's God's will that your mother got wiped out in the train wreck? I mean, why does
Yeah,
he have to do that?
well, let's say I rape somebody or some shit. Is that God's will or is that me? Oh no, that's me, right? Apparently, you know.
Right.
If I have an abortion, oh, I can just people can blame God then, but God works in mysterious ways. So you're negating free will at that point. You can't pick and choose what you think God's up to. These people don't know what God's up to. They like to think they do, though. That's why they come up with this God works in mysterious ways shit, because they're clueless.
Okay,
Mhm.
people go to the crash site and put down wreaths and candles
Hmm.
and pictures of Jesus and loved ones. Okay, you're all against that style, right? You want to take that shit down?
No, I'm for that. I mean, if people want to remember their loved ones, then that's not a big deal. I mean, I put flowers down if someone dies, and I'm atheist. I'd go to church to, show my respect, but it doesn't mean I believe in God. Just it's
Right.
showing respect by showing up. It's a ritual. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing
Okay,
wrong with that.
Brojo, you go up to the crash site and you put up, a satanic Wiccan symbol because, you believe in Satan and Wiccan, and all the Christians come and take your stuff down, say it's not right. I mean, what do you feel?
I don't know. What do I? What can I do? Really, what can I do?
Okay, well, like, I mean, somebody sets up a satanic shrine next to where, your mother, your shrine for your mother. Do you object to that or what? I mean, it's their religion, Satanism.
Well, they're putting it up for someone else, not necessarily my mother. Maybe someone else
Right,
died,
they're
and
just
they
putting it
they
next
were
to you, so
saying,
everybody thinks
yeah,
like, your mother was part and parcel of Satanism. Does it bug you?
no, don't bug me.
Yeah,
Because
it would
then,
a lot of other people, wouldn't it?
Well, that's the thing. That's what the Westboro Baptist Church did, right? Same shit. They was
Oh,
going around trolling people's funerals and shit like that.
right. They want
Hmm.
to say that, your son or daughter who died in a combat situation or whatever, uh, died because our country's homosexual.
Yep. God hates
Want
fags
to
and all that good stuff.
ruin your funeral, your memory for them service just because of their, duty to country. But what I've noticed is now there's a group of bikers that go to these funerals too to help, well, I wouldn't say help, but what would you say? They beat down the Westboro Baptists that try to mess up your funeral.
are they really?
That's what I've heard.
Sounds good.
Hell's Angels.
Okay, well, let me think. Anything? Yeah, that's a good name. Okay, anything else to vamp on the train wreck? Operator error, our government's culpability in just taking care of things around here, unions, the media making an ass out of themselves. What? Anyone?
I think we pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, next subject.
Next subject.
Earthquake in Nepal. That was fucking.
That's old.
It's not. It just happened a few days ago. They had 2.
We already thought up our subjects, Stag. Go ahead, bro.
All right, fine then. Jesus Christ. I'm
Oh,
going back to
next story I saw is that the Vatican is recognizing Palestine as a state.
well,
Okay, there you go,
that's a
Sty.
big deal. That's a big deal.
How does that
Yeah.
work? Tell us,
That's a
Sty.
big deal. Well, because like the Vatican's never done that, and they're kind of, you know, the big hoo-ha. So yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Okay, look at this. This is a big FU to the Jews of the world, isn't it? By the Catholics.
Oh yeah, they're
What's
not
that?
happy at all.
They're pretty pissed.
Okay, why should the Catholic religion extend a peace feeler towards the Arabs? What's the use in it besides just pissing off Jews?
I don't know.
Well, tell me. You're telling me how important it is. I mean, why didn't they do it earlier?
Maybe they didn't want to piss off the Jews.
Maybe we gave the Vatican something because we're having a hard time with not you being nice to the Jews. So maybe we gave the Vatican something, so we put some screws to the Israelis for coming together with the Jews. I mean, coming together with the Palestinians. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I think maybe that like the guy, the new Pope, he's not as much of a dick as
Right.
the other popes
He's
were,
liberal.
maybe. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He might be as much of a dick. And besides, most of the Jews that, well, I wouldn't say most, but a lot of Jews actually want 2 states. They just want to live in peace. A lot of Palestinians just want to live in peace, but it's always the extreme side of any.
The Likud.
I don't know, whatever. They're all nutters in the sense that all the people who want to argue over God and dirt and shit, and yeah, they're the problem. Most people just want to get on with fucking life.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware.
What do you think, Brojo? You're all about Palestine now, or what?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Maybe they should just give them a block of land and call it Palestine. This is your land. But you cross over the border or do any bullshit, then you can expect the war. At least there's some defined borders.
Okay. If you were over there in charge of negotiations, you could make a peace or not?
It's so complicated. It's such a complicated situation. You've got decades, hundreds of years of mistrust between the two. It's very complicated. I don't know if you ever see peace there. To tell you the truth.
Unless they blow themselves up.
Okay,
Then we'll all get some peace.
All the Israelis want is all the Arabs off that land, right? So they can keep it?
Apparently in Jerusalem itself, I mean, they get along pretty well. You have Arabs and Jews living side by side.
You've had them there for centuries, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying most of the people couldn't give it. It's the religious people, the really like crazy religious people. It's like Bunto was you were saying before, like the Muslims are coming. No, that's just the dumbest thing ever. If you watch fanatical TV shows, you're gonna get fanatical perspectives of the world. Most people want to live in peace.
Why is Fox News so fanatical about the Jews side? I mean, what's in it for us?
Because it makes a. Well, it's not in it for you. That's the point. It's in it for them. It's called propaganda. It's how to make you think a different way in order for you to vote. If you think a certain way, you'll vote a certain way.
Okay.
And it keeps you separated from like the norm of the planet.
Michelle Bachmann tells me that I should be for Israel because Jesus is coming back, right?
Joy.
Is that how we do it? Like all the Christians are for Israel?
Most of them are.
I know, man. I'm not a Christian.
Which makes this kind of weird with the Vatican doing this. I wonder what kind of response they're going to get from all the Catholics.
Aren't Catholics Christians?
Yeah, but I'm saying, hey, you got the Vatican, right? They're going to sign a treaty recognizing the state of Palestine.
So now, like, all the
How,
hardcore fundies are going to say that this is proof that Catholicism is, Luciferianism or whatever.
I'm sure you'll get those, yeah.
That they're the, what's it say in the Revolution? The beast or whatever?
Revelation?
The Church of Babylon or something?
Yeah, yeah. Some of them call the Catholic Church, yeah. The
Okay,
Horror of Babylon or something.
Or did the Pope just do this because he wanted to see his name in the paper? I mean, is this like a stunt? Maybe like something. Okay, let's say he does this, and the next week he comes out really hard against abortion. Doesn't it make sense?
Does it make sense?
I mean, okay. Well, let's say he comes out for abortion. Excuse me. Like,
I thought that's gonna happen.
he comes out. It's good cop, bad cop, something like that.
I thought that's gonna happen.
Okay, so what's in it for him? Why did he come out for the Arabs?
That is a good question.
I think he come out. I just think he recognizes that it's about time that he's got on with it, and the only way to get on with it is recognize there's two sides in this crazy ass situation they find themselves in.
Okay, let me bounce.
So it's not taking sides. It's just recognizing that there's people that live on the same fucking place, and actually, the two-state solution is the only way you're gonna get it. So just recognizing the state ain't a big deal, even though it is when it comes to the crazy Christiani / fundies.
Okay, let's imagine this, guys. Let's say that, he goes ahead and, well, of course he's going to go ahead and do this, recognize a Palestinian state, and the Arabs ask him, hey, could you come here and mediate, a peace agreement between us and the Jews? And he agrees to do that. I mean, you guys think that's proper? Pope getting involved in state affairs?
If they invite him, and he's up for it, why not?
Okay, let's say he gets the peace agreement. Should he get the Nobel Peace Prize? Pope?
Sure, why not?
Right? There's nothing wrong with the Pope. Like,
hey, we gave it to a president that didn't do anything.
Right, he didn't do nothing except come after Bush.
Nobel Peace Prize, and how many wars did he start?
Right. Okay.
Didn't start any. He just bombed the fuck out of Libya. That's not starting a war.
Getting open. All right. So what do we give? A thumbs up to the Pope, what he did, or a thumbs down, or indifferent?
I'm gonna be indifferent because I've got no idea.
Oh, you're gonna be okay. I should say, are you gonna be pussy? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or pussy? Who's gonna go?
I'm gonna go pussy.
How about you, Brojo?
I'll give him a thumbs up.
I give him a thumbs up because it's just inevitable, man. Come on, get it over with, right? It's like if we were still having war with the Japanese today, it'd be like, can you freaking end that war? I guess with the Koreans we still do, but eventually you want things to just go away.
Yeah, but shit don't go away if you're crazy.
Okay, so the Arabs are crazy, huh?
No, they're
Or the
all
Jews are
crazy.
crazy.
They're all crazy.
They're all crazy, and they're just gonna be that way 1,000 years from now, right, Sty?
Probably. It's probably gonna be worse. It's just a bit sad.
Who knows? Probably outlast the religion. All right, Brojo, next subject.
We going to Trump, or was there a different one?
You had it. Okay, you went Trump and...
Trump is thinking about running for president in 2016?
No, you wanted to do... No, who cares about that loser? You wanted to talk about the oil. Something important. Oil.
Fuck, it just
Something about your Saudi masters claiming victory.
Oh, yes. Yes, the Saudis claiming the victory in the war over oil prices.
Okay, please explain that to the listeners. Thanks.
Well, apparently they've been God, record. I think they just set a record 10 million barrels they just sent out in a day or some shit like that. They've been mass producing oil, putting it out into the marketplace, and making for cheap oil.
Do you know
And
why that is?
well, one of the things is they're putting out of business with some of these shale companies here in the U.S. Apparently,
Exactly, that's what it is.
60% of the companies have already folded because of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're breaking the back of the United States oil industry.
Mhm.
Okay, so the Arabs are. I say the Saudis. The Saudis are using the
Sounds-
free market like the way it should be used, right? To
Yeah, basically.
crowd out
Yeah.
competition. Okay, should let's say these guys go whine to our government that should have subsidies, so we should subsidize them so they don't get wiped off the map by the Saudis.
You'd probably face trade sanctions at the World Trade Organization for doing shit like that.
But I mean, isn't that kind of logical what they're going to do? They're going to go whine to Obama saying, "Hey, listen, they're taking away jobs from America. We need to be subsidized."
And who's going to pay for that?
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah, there
Nope.
you go.
Fuck that shit.
Another tax.
But you see what I mean, Brojo? I mean, we're going to let the Saudis walk all over America that way, or what?
Isn't cheap oil good for everybody?
Okay, so it's like, well, we're going to go ahead and let our Saudi masters, call the shots for us, right?
I'll take the cheap oil. I'll tell you. I mean, it helps your business. It helps day-to-day operations if you got cheap oil.
Yeah.
Okay, so Saudis are absolutely our buddies, right? The guys that flew the airplanes into the Twin Towers, our buddies.
I'm not saying they're our buddies, but they are providing a
But you like the oil, right?
sure. But I mean, we can
Your
provide
buddy,
most of this
your buddy
oil for
Bush flew
ourselves
them out of the
too.
country. Your buddy Bush flew them out of the country the day after they wrecked
Yeah.
our towers, right?
Okay. So if you feel that way, then just don't buy gas from companies that get their oil from Saudi Arabia. I mean, how much of a percentage do we get from Saudi?
I don't know. What is it?
I don't know. Let's see. I'll try to find out here.
If we're exporting oil, isn't that kind of silly?
No, she's making money, so they're buying it. That's the problem. You kept buying it. That's why you kept
If we're
fucking up the...
exporting oil and then importing Saudi oil,
No,
that makes sense to you?
no, you fucked up the Middle East because you wanted to buy oil. Now you produce your own, and the Saudis are pissed.
I thought the reason the Saudis
Because they
did this
made loads
because
of money
Iran.
off America. No, they made the money off America. Now they're pissed that America can make its own fucking oil. So they jack up the prices for
13%.
everybody else.
We only
That's-
get 13% from Saudi Arabia.
The Saudis are scared shitless of Iran.
Canada, we get most of our oil from.
ISIS, buddy. So they wanted to put the screws to Iran by, flooding cheap oil out in the market.
No, they put the screws to Iran by making shit, like making the United States want to blow them up, and so they actually the Israelis. The Israelis and the Saudis are best mates because they both fucking hate the Iranians.
So the Saudis hate Obama because Obama's always willing to go suck the toe of the Iranians.
No, he's not going to suck the toe. He just knows that you fucked up big time when you fucked over the Iranians, and the Iranians want a nuclear weapon, and there ain't no way you're gonna blow them up without involving the Russians. The Russians won't be fucking happy.
Like,
The Israelis want to nuke that place already.
if Iran told us that they'd freaking defund ISIS if we give them a nuclear weapon, that's a good trade.
They don't fund ISIS.
Oh, they don't fund ISIS.
No. Who do you mean? Do you mean Iran? The Iranians don't fund ISIS, no.
The Iranians don't fund ISIS. Okay, so where does ISIS get all their moolah from?
America.
All right, why don't you explain that one to us, Stizer? How do we fund ISIS?
Well, how do you think this whole thing kicked off? You started blowing up Syria and then sent all the jihadists in when you fucked up Iraq. I mean, it's called blowback. It's not like it's like a big deal. It's just the truth. If you poke the fucking hornets' nest, expect the hornets to go a bit batshit crazy, and that's exactly what's happening.
I'll agree.
You open the box, man. There's this thing called what the fuck's it? Oh yeah, Pandora's box. You ever heard
Right.
that shit? Yeah, well,
Mhm.
just open it and just let them out. Now they're all going batshit crazy.
I'll agree that we help them with the recruiting immensely, but I imagine they get their logistics from the Iranians.
Why would the Iranians support them? They're a different, the different sect of
Money,
Arabs.
weapons,
Different sect of Arabs, dude.
any sort of, you know, like if
They've
we
also
ever show
taken
them
over.
money or anything.
They've taken over some oil fields too. ISIS.
They
They're
got a
making some.
hotel and everything, man.
Yeah,
No
they're making
jokes.
money there too.
Yeah.
Well,
On the
okay,
black market.
ISIS is a problem, yes or no?
Yeah, of course they are, because they're fucking
Mhm.
insane.
Okay, and like the Iranians tell us, hey, you know, we'll join, you know, we'll help fuck them up if you give us a nuclear weapon. That's a fair trade.
No, it's not fair.
Why?
The Iranians want nuclear power, not a nuclear weapon.
Okay, they have Israeli politicians saying that they want to bomb Iran. You don't
Yeah,
think the Iranians don't want to bomb?
no, don't be stupid.
Really?
Why would they want to fucking blow up Iran? I mean, Israel, they kill more fucking Arabs than they will kill Jews. It's fucking stupid.
You're telling me like if Israel pulls a move on Iran, they wouldn't want to nuke?
Yeah, Israel's not going to pull a move on Iran. That's the point. Because
Israel's
the
not
only
going to
way.
pull a move on
No,
Iran.
it's not. Because if Israel
Dude, they
does
bombed
anything crazy,
one of their nuclear plants in the 80s, dude. They don't care
yeah,
about.
that was in the 80s. We live in the year 2014, man.
Okay, you're telling me, Sty, that these guys who want an atomic bomb aren't going to get it from Israel when they get close to it?
No, dude, you're missing the point. The Israelis are scared shitless of history, which is obviously Hitler, and that's a good reason to be, right? But you got to understand as well. There's a dynamic of religion there.
The
The Iranian, the
Israelis
guys who are in
are the
charge.
Nazis,
No,
dude.
no, listen. The guys who are in charge of Israel believe the exact same bullshit about a Mahdi coming back to save them. And the only other way that's going to happen is when the world goes pop. These Israeli loonies are just as bad as the Iranian loonies, or the Jewish loonies, I should say. They're both as bad as each other because they both believe that the only way to bring the savior back to the homeland or to the Holy Land is by blowing the rest of the fucking planet up. And that's a fact.
Okay. Well, how about if I frame the question this way for our panel? How restrained are the Israelis? I mean,
Very.
once they get rid of all the Arabs in their country, you think they're going to stop there? Or they're going to start like reaching out?
If America went around them, Israel would have already probably nuked somebody by now, in my opinion.
Okay,
It's
so
the
like,
Americans who are stopping them from doing shit, batshit crazy stuff, because America bankrolls Israel. They get 38 billion a month for some crazy shit.
okay, North Korea, you know, dials up Iranian Khomeini and says, "Hey, we got a nuclear bomb, want it?" I mean, that changes everything, don't it? I mean, it's like you might as well give them a fucking nuke if they got one from North Korea. Don't you think so? I mean, like, if we know North Korea gives them a nuke, and they tell us, "Hey, we'll freaking back down ISIS if you give us a nuke," we might as well give them a nuke. Get something out of it. What do you guys think?
You don't give them a nuke. You just say, look, if you do have a nuke, then you know what happens next when you use it, man. You know, you're gonna get nuked back. End of story. That's why people don't go around nuking people, because they know other people got nukes.
All right, so like North Korea freaking invades South Korea, and it looks like South Korea is going to be gone forever. We're not going to nuke those guys
No.
because why? We're so scared of China,
No, it's just not a good thing to
dude.
do.
We're willing to
No, I'm
totally.
sorry. No, stop asking stupid questions, dude. You
That's
can't just
not a
go around.
stupid question. That's
You
just
can't
a
just go around
possibility,
nuking
man.
countries because when you let off a nuke, it just doesn't happen in the one place. It blows in the wind. That's why they're a bad idea. Because all the radiation goes up in the fucking atmosphere. It doesn't just stay on the ground. The world
Okay,
wouldn't end because of nuclear strikes. It then because of the fallout afterwards.
you know why we would nuke North Korea if they did that? You know why, Sty?
Do I know why what?
We would nuke North Korea if they freaking looked like they were going to fold in South Korea.
we wouldn't.
Because rather us do it than the Japanese and start a freaking World War IV.
No,
Okay? If we nuke them, China will stay.
If North Korea went mental, you got more chance of the Chinese army kicking their ass. They did it before.
Okay, so we lead up to the Chinese that hold those guys back from going.
Yeah, because the Chinese don't want any fuckeries, and the Chinese like North Korea being there because it's a buffer zone for them. They like it. It separates America from China. That's why they like the place. That's just a fact, dude.
Yeah, China's not evangelical like they used to be with their communism. They're too hooked in. They're too. They've purchased too much stock in the West, and so they have strong interest to keep the West viable for their own interest. When things downturned in '08, fucking China felt it hard.
Okay.
I think they've got North Korea kind of underfoot. That they keep them fueled and underfoot.
Keep them in the place, man, and that's a good place for them to be. If they got out of hand, China would probably turn on them before they started trying to fire nukes at other people.
Well, okay, is it a win-win for China? Because look, let's say North Korea takes it to South Korea, and the United States has to go begging to China. Could you please tell North Korea not to do that anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
All they have to do is tell the world that we look like fools, right?
No, it just says that the world's a complex place. You can't. The United States can't go around throwing its weight around like everybody still lives in the Stone Age, because they don't. You know, a bit of respect for other people isn't a bad thing.
Okay, so it's our fault that
it used to get away with that. No, it's not. It's not anybody's fault. It's just a fact. Just the way shit is.
South Korea is pretty potent. If North Korea starts fucking around as a attack dog for China, South Korea will go off. They'll fucking go get down, and you know, we don't have to do a whole hell of a lot, America. South Korea will
I think we heard that before Vietnam, Tommy.
No, South Korea shoots the fuck out of them all the time, and North Korea's back, but they don't go like toe to toe, though. Thank fuck.
Okay, the reason we want to get ground troops in there is because we know our guys fight, right? That's what happened in Vietnam, right? Because we couldn't leave it up to the Vietnamese to freaking fight battles.
Hey, fuck South Korea. They're on their own. They've got.
Is that what you're gonna say? That they're on their own?
Hell yeah, they are. They're big boys now, and they've got the big weapons. And if North Korea wants to commit suicide, if China lets North Korea go postal and commit suicide, South Korea will rise to the challenge. We ain't got to do nothing but say, "Oh, hold back, guys, hold back."
Okay.
South Korea is not a puppet state anymore. It's not. They've got their own balls, and we don't have to go in there and nanny state them. They will go ballistic.
Like, let's say ISIS looks like they're gonna freaking take over Iraq. Do we have to go back in there, or are we just freaking?
Fuck that. Hell no.
They've already took it over. The fuck are you on about?
And, you know, what can you do? If,
okay, so we freaking have already lost Iraq.
Yep.
Well, hey, a lot of good got done. You know, they got a lot of new fire trucks.
We got rid of Saddam.
A lot of, yeah, a lot of good got done. A lot of hot meals.
Oh my God.
A lot of taste of liberty. Shit, man, maybe ISIS won't last. Maybe they won't last. Maybe if they get in there and throw their weight around, you know, I hear Iran is not a happy place for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, fuck this. That's what I hear from Iranian immigrants.
Tired of those sanctions.
Oh, well, the Iranian population is tired of the oppressive bullshit of the power of the government. You know, they're tired of the draconian fundamentalism. They're ready to dance.
They should just be like the West. You look at old photos of Iran and shit, man. It just looks
fun over here. They know it's true. They seethe with envy and say, "Damn, let's you know, relax a little and celebrate."
They just made a law against spiky hair, for fuck's sake. How stupid is that? No joking, you can't even have spiky hair in Iran now. Like seriously, it's just retarded, man.
Okay, is the problem ISIS or is the problem Islam?
The problem is batshit crazy humans.
Well, I mean, isn't Islam kind of batshit?
Everybody's batshit. It's just it's just whatever you want to choose to black your way into. I don't know, like, well, how can I put this?
Okay, you're telling me like a theocracy is just the same thing as a democracy as far as craziness.
Yeah, we don't need any system. Humans are just stupid. We create these systems because we can't work as a team anyway. We come up with these great ideas that don't mean shit. No.
What do you think, Tommy? Theocracy?
Great. It works great, man. Hell, I mean, it ain't perfect, but shit, man. A lot of dancing gets danced. You know, there's a lot of peaceful living going on. Maybe in your neighborhood and in my neighborhood. This system works, you know, not perfectly, but it does work.
Okay, the reason Iran's batshit crazy because of theocracy, or is it the religion?
It's the people. I think it's the people.
It's the
everybody knows what religion is. It's whether you implement it, though. If you know what I mean. Like we all know what religion is. We don't go around chopping people's heads off or making laws saying
that's right.
Can't wear this crazy shit. Why is that though? That's my point. It's the people.
I heard good religion was to take care of widows and orphans, and not get hung up in craziness.
Hanging gays and cutting people's hands off. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking draconian, isn't it?
Okay, one of the worst theocracies as far as human rights is the Saudis, and they can get away with it because of oil.
Yeah, oh yes.
They like cutting people's heads off in public stadium squares. Making sure all their women can't drive cars and have to stay at home, 23/7 lockdown. I guess they can get out as long as they're accompanied by a male. These are close allies in the Middle East, right, Tommy?
We're buds.
Because of oil.
Precisely.
Alrighty.
And yeah, the petrodollar.
It should be money is the root of all evil, but oil is God. That should be added on to the scriptures.
No, I think it's all kinds of evil. Not to be corrective or nothing, but anyway, yeah. Excuse me.
Okay. What do you think, Brojo? Oil?
What about it? What's the question?
Your subject, man. Vamp on it.
You want a new subject?
No, it's your subject.
The oil.
What does it say about oil?
I don't know what the question is. What are you asking?
You said that the Saudis are your heroes because they won the oil battle.
I didn't say they were my hero.
So what's your take on that?
I didn't say they were my heroes. I just said I was just claiming that they claimed a victory in this oil war.
So do we give it to them? Go ahead and let them destroy American jobs?
Give what to them?
The oil victory. They wiped out all the shale companies.
They didn't wipe it out.
They didn't wipe it out. I mean, still 60% folded.
Only 60.
Yeah, but how many companies benefit from cheap?
Yeah, and how much did the oil drop by when they did that?
Right, so it's really
by
oil.
$50 actually.
Oh yeah, I love that, man.
And everybody likes that shit. So keep.
If Obama says, "Hey, could you destroy more American jobs because we like the oil cheap," we're all for that.
I am. I've got no fucking time for favoritism. It makes gas prices cheaper. Keep pumping that shit.
Oh yeah.
Look at who's doing it.
Maybe people will have new jobs working at gas stations.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, or can afford to drive to work because they don't have to because it's fucking so cheap.
Or the shell companies will think of even better and more environmentally friendly ways to extract oil, make it even cheaper.
Like destroying our Gulf and getting away with it, right? Okay.
Oh, no.
The people who are extracting is destroying the Gulf.
Pumping responsibly, more and more responsibly, drilling more and more responsibly. Oh yeah, I don't want to fuck shit up.
All right. Okay. Well, anything else on oil, Brojo?
No, I mean there is some evidence, right, that some of these shale companies are causing earthquakes to happen.
Fracking.
The fracking, yeah. So maybe it's a good thing they go out of business.
The Saudis are
Bye-bye.
doing us a favor.
Yeah.
And again, like I mentioned, we're only getting, from what I pulled up, 13% of our oil comes from Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Most of it is coming from Canada.
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 I heard the biggest oil company in the world is China, by far, like 70% or something.
Brojo?
Just a hearsay.
I don't know. I'm looking at the, what is this? The U.S. Energy Information Administration. I'll give you a link if you like. And it says that we get 37% from Canada and only like 13% from Saudi Arabia.
Wow, I'm going to be a lot nicer to the Canadians, I guess.
But I'd be bitch. Rage ass.
They got the oil and the women, right, Stizer?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I guess we can come to our last subject, which is Stizer. Did you know that? Stizer and his creative endeavors in 3D design.
That's
How's
not
that
a
going,
topic, dude.
Stizer?
It's not a topic. Shut up, man.
Well, didn't you say you're going to open up a hangout for creative types like you?
Oh no, I've started the community if anyone's interested in it. It's for people who like to do 3D stuff and art and help people out with tutorials, maybe shit like that.
Okay, what programs do you need to like use? What?
Well, the ones that I use are Maya, but you can use, I don't know, Blender, 3ds Max,
Right.
Cinema 4D if you want. When it comes to the actual like texture and stuff, you can use any free paint program that does JPEGs and stuff like that, or Target files. So GIMP would be a good idea. Photoshop, even though that's not free, but it's easy to get. So stuff like that.
Okay, well, besides you, Stizer, who else is into it?
Yeah, Jackie does it. I don't know that many. That's why I opened the community. But Jackie does it. You know Jackie.
Jackie Kite.
Yeah, Jackie Kite. And that new person that's just showed up. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
I think Izzy does it. Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy. Yeah, Izzy does it as well. So that's kind of cool.
All right. Well, okay. How about you, Tommy? Are you very creative with drawing?
No. I like 3D printing though. That gets
printing?
the juices flowing. Yes, I can draw stick figures.
All right.
Well, actually, the program that I use, you can actually print out stuff with Maya, and a few other programs actually, which is quite cool.
It's deep water for me intellectually, but I sure like it. 3D printing.
Yeah. How about you, Brojo? Are you artistic?
I doodle a little bit. I haven't done anything in a while.
You do a little bit?
I doodle.
He does stand-up
I
comedy.
do also, but I doodle.
Poor Brojo's been
stand-up
having some
comedy really well.
intestinal problems, poor guy. Okay, so you doodle, right?
I doodle, yeah, I doodle.
I mean, should there be more creativity and expression in the Great Debate community instead of God Talk and G-Man?
Then it wouldn't
No,
be
I
the
think
great...
I think they're two separate things, don't I?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Go ahead, tell us.
Unless you're still not like creative.
I'm allergic to the should word, which implies some type of moral obligation.
Okay.
Yeah, allergic as hell to it. So would it be good for more artistic expression to be in the G+ community and maybe less reviling and bickering over theological issues? Maybe. Might be good.
Right. Like the next time somebody says he wants to talk about the Trinity, like Beckel, we say, why don't you draw a picture of the Trinity so we can understand it?
Right. There it is. In oil pastels. Hell yeah.
Well, Nathan's done that. He drew a picture of the Trinity.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Did it look like a foggy, kind of a benevolent? floaty, puffy something or. Mm.
What did it look like, Brojo?
It was like a triangle with these two circles. And,
A diagram.
yeah, it was a diagram. Yeah, we drew it.
Sounds Anglican. Yes.
Yeah.
Did it convince you of the Trinity, or was it just a nice picture?
Oh yes, I'm a Christian again. You didn't know that?
I mean, could that happen? Brojo,
John
if
comes
somebody
out and
gave you
pops it.
diagram of Christianity, could you go back to Christianity if you understood them?
No.
Which one? Which Christianity is there to return to?
Yeah, which
But
one?
never mind. It's an incogent question.
Like, what we want out of Christianity is clarity, or we want fellowship.
I thought you don't like the God talk stuff, Bunto.
Well, I'm trying to dovetail onto something. I mean, to our community. I mean, like, if we actually had some theists who wanted to do 3D design, maybe they could, join in the Styes group.
If anybody sees Christianity, tell them St. Tommy wants to bitch slap it for being such a fickle bitch. Yeah.
A picture of Christianity.
Bunto, what do you
Wow.
see as a solution to the ills of humanity?
Billions of dots.
Just more time, man. More time and more money.
More time. We ain't gonna get more time.
Throw money at it.
You can't buy more time.
Okay, well,
Kill
let
'em
me
all.
ask you this, Sty. Would you kick anybody
that's
out of your
ISIS.
community if they were a theist?
No. I kicked them out if they started posting shit about theism, no.
Oh, you would? You don't want to hear it? You just want to hear...
Just arty stuff, that's why I made it. Yeah, it's just... I save all the philosophy and theism for people who want to talk about that shit.
Like, Matt Bell
that's
joins the
proper.
community and he wants to draw pictures of Matt Bell stuff. He's out of there, right?
He can draw pictures all he wants, but as long as it's not fucking, something pathetic.
What if he says, Jesus fucking
God.
Christ? Is he out for that,
Yeah, on your ass, straight away. Right out.
It's harsh, but that's the way it is.
Well, how many people are in the community so far, Sty?
Well, considering I only made it like 20 minutes ago, 2.
2 people.
I've only just made it, man.
Okay, did you
And
want to
it's
make a
private,
show?
so- Well, I've got
Did you
shows
wanna
in the
make-
morning, so I normally do the shows, but I'm a bit busy with college at the moment. But I will be doing one on Saturday and Sunday. I won't be around tomorrow because I'm going to be in college, so it'll be every other day. But I'll post an event link when it's going to happen.
Oh, that's good.
Thursdays will be.
Oh, like, do you have some regulars in the room now, or just all sorts of people come in?
Well, it's invites only.
Oh, it's invite only, because I think
In
I
the
see-
new ones, yeah. Yeah, in the new ones. In the other ones where I just do them when I'm just chilling with you guys, that's just me just chilling. That's got nothing to do with that one. But when I get a few more people in, it'll be invites only. But you can ask to join the community, and if I believe what you say, in the sense like you're in there for the right reasons, I'll let you in. But if you're just gonna troll, then obviously not gonna get
Is
it.
there an application fee?
Not yet. Will be soon though.
And do you
Like,
take
I-
PayPal?
I noticed that some of the people in the room, Stites, are people that have been banned from Nadia's room.
Yeah, but we love everybody
Like,
in my rooms. Unlike Tommy, who just kicks out people randomly. Ain't that right, Tommy?
Call me an old man. Come on, man. I'm sensitive like that,
You are an old man.
I
Okay.
know. Damn, that's
Nadia loves me, Bunto. I don't know.
well,
The
until
truth can be harsh, man. God, give an old fuck a break, man.
give it time, Brojo. Okay, well, I was gonna ask Tommy. Okay, you're kicking people, right, Tommy? Are you blocking them too, or just kicking them?
Oh no, I sometimes have been known to eject for self-effacement, to eject for excessive belittling of another tender-hearted peep, to eject for verbose drunken verbosity. What else was it? To eject for extreme and stinky dogmatism. um, pointing loaded Bibles at other individuals and spewing or rattling on. If you want to read a whole chapter of whatnot, it's like, oh.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, I have been known to eject, yes, but never block.
But never block. Okay, how come you don't block them?
And I haven't felt the need to block anybody.
Because no one would be able to get in his hangouts. He kicks that many people.
I blocked Hillbilly Preacher for a short time, but got over it.
Right. Okay.
So speaking of the subject, Tommy, anything to say to me?
Hell yeah, man. Looking forward to it.
Okay. I guess off air, right?
Well, yeah, in a timely time. Why? Does it seem like I'm pissed or something? Or getting sassy with you or something?
We're talking about kicking people out. I got kicked out of the room the other day for none of those reasons that you mentioned.
What was the reason then?
I have no idea.
I'll think about it.
Only you know.
But maybe it was just to be doing it because I love you or something stupid, sentimental like that. I'll think about it, though. Thanks for reminding me.
It bothered me.
And my apologies. My apologies, sir.
Okay, that's what I was...
Well, okay, I was going to ask our participants if we have like a blocking problem in our community. A blocking craze. Okay, if we did have a blocking craze, are we, is it creamed over yet and we're not blocking anymore, or are we just blocking
the issue I don't have a problem with people. If you want to block somebody for, whatever reason, I guess. I mean, that's up to you. My problem is, and I think Google has to fix this, is that say if we have a room here, and say we invited somebody that say Stizo blocked, but they can't get in the room, which I think is ridiculous.
Yep.
That seems like a good system. It confronts those who have blocked. I've seen blockers kind of be embarrassed over their blocking, and I've seen people who have gotten blocked tighten up a little bit and not be, quite as whatever it is that got them blocked,
There's some control there, so it does work. Some utility to block.
It helps. It can be helpful to have people be a little bit more congenial, a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, this ain't no Sunday school class, but still a little bit more responsible with their word.
Okay. Saint, have you ever tried to get in a room and you were blocked out because of somebody?
Yes.
Okay, does it get on your nerves or what?
Yes, it hurts. Our good neighbor Peripheral Prophet, God bless his pea-picking heart, blocked me.
He blocked
you. Name drop, but it just, it was like, damn, bro,
Okay. Did you try to reconcile with them, or you just chalked it up to now I'm going to be blocked out?
Oh, yeah. And I pissed off our beloved Patrick one time. First time I ever met him. And he blocked the living hell out of me, but I petitioned for him to have mercy, and he said, okay. And he unblocked me.
Okay. Anyone? Any comments?
How about you, Bunto? Are you artistic?
Oh, yeah, I do all sorts of memes. Try to do one every day.
Yes. Yes, you do. They are wondrous.
Thank you.
Over 70% are wondrous.
Hey, I know really the other half are mysterious. I'm usually talking to myself. Okay, well, just...
That's okay, as long as you don't get answers.
Right. Coming back to this blocking. Okay, so there are some uses to blocking people, and it sure sucks when you can't get into a hangout because you're blocked. If we shut off blocking for like a week, would all of G Plus cave in, or would things get better?
People would just leave and never come back.
Nobody would notice.
I would. I just wouldn't join the rooms with other people and that I've blocked.
Right.
Mind you, that's a very low number, like 3.
Like Brojo, who have you blocked? Can you tell us?
I've actually my block list is clear now, but I have blocked Down Corner. He's top of my list here.
Yeah, he's a dick, so that's okay.
Like, you couldn't go in a room with Down Corner, or what?
Well, it sucks because I had blocked him. I unblocked so I can get into a room, and then see how it goes from there.
Right.
I almost blocked our beloved Benny.
Benny, right? You know, Benny's going through some sort of phase.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, okay, you can block somebody and let the computer do the, disallowing you of contact, or you can use your own mind, make up your own judgment of whether you should go in the room with a guy in there. See
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Blocking's a way to punish too, in a way. It seems like to me that to block someone is to penalize them, to tag them, and to have them hurt a little bit, to pay, for being reckless. It seems like.
Right. When you punish somebody, you want to rehabilitate them, right? But when somebody's like spamming you and trolling you, it's not so much rehabilitation. You just want them out of your life.
I would say, yeah, mixed feelings on that, Yeah, maybe there's some goodwill down in there, but let me tell you, man, when somebody trolls you effectively, and yeah, you want them to not be comfortable about it. You want them to feel it a little bit, not get away scot-free with that heaviness that you've endured.
Being awesome like me sucks then. No wonder so many people hate me.
Well, yeah, I mean, my view on that's like there's some people who have such, what do you say, low tolerance for things that they just, I mean, I guess that's how they live their world, by blocking people. You know what I mean? They're just not part of reality.
Well, it's what we believe is very vital to our equilibrium, to our functionality. Who wants to, if somebody goes picking at our belief system or critiquing our worldview, it's not comfortable. Even new understanding is not comfortable. It's like, And if they do it brutally, they brutally fuck with somebody, hell no. And some of us at times are more delicate than at other times, and some of us peeps are like this. Hell no, I don't want to consider anything. I just want to speak and crystallize what I already understand.
Anyone?
Sensitive bunch we are.
I think if you block too many people, after a while, you're just not going to get into any room. So
yeah, it is counterproductive. I mean, like, for the amount of people I piss off, I don't get blocked that much, to be quite frank. I mean, I do, but then they'll unblock me anyway, because most of the hangouts they're in, I'm in, and they're only spiting themselves,
It's because you're so likable.
Anyway.
It's because you're so likable.
Well, that's because people know there's two sides to every coin. And they know I'm a troll, and if I'm in the mood, you should know you're being trolled, if anything. So it's not really my fault. You should know better. Because it's not like I hide it from anybody. Everybody knows I'm a fucking troll. So, yeah.
We like you, Sty.
We do.
I know you do.
Help it. We can't help it. Well, I can only speak for myself.
Okay, well, there you go, Brojo. I think got a good subject row there.
Yeah, we went a little over an hour. It was pretty good.
Go ahead and cap it.
Kind of surprised that more people didn't come in, though a lot of people did respond that they were going to come, but it is what it is. So thanks
there's
again.
No nudity.
No nudity.
I know it, man. Throw some free beer and chicken or something, or maybe a bitch slap fest between two.
Some arena battle. We have to make sure Patrick comes to the next one.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for coming out to another episode of Breakfast with Bunto and Brojo. Take care. We'll go off air now.
Yummy.